Welcome back to the world of the living. You know, people really need to be a little more careful about where they're walking on Christmas Eve. Apparently, Santa Claus is not a very good driver. Oh, right. You probably don't remember, but, this is really embarrassing for you. But it looks like you were run over by a reindeer. Yeah. You were dead. Like, entirely dead. I found you lying on the side of the road in a snowdrift, and I thought to myself, well, I guess it's time for me to make another Christmas miracle happen like I usually do. Oh, yes. Believe it or not, you actually are not the first case of this. Last year, I ended up reviving somebody's grandmother. Somebody really, really needs to, check in about the validity of Santa's driver's license. Does he even have a driver's license? He shouldn't anymore, that's for certain. Oh, don't look so surprised. I'm telling the truth. What reason would I have to lie? Calm down, it's okay. I'll return you to your family as soon as I, fix you up a bit. Yeah. You've got some, you've definitely got some scrapes and bruises and, well, hoof marks that are gonna need some healing. But that's okay. I should be able to get that taken care of for you as soon as possible. After all, I am a witch. What? So you believe in Santa Claus, but you won't believe in witches? I particularly specialize in raising the dead. And if it weren't for me, you would be spending your holiday 6 feet under. So why have I not heard a thank you yet? Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear that thank you. Good. Now, you do look absolutely horrible, as one usually does whenever they narrowly escape death. So, how about I get you something to drink? Just give me one moment here. I hope you like tea. So we'll just get you a mug. I had this started before I was heading out tonight. You're lucky that I have some left over that I'm willing to share. We'll just call it, holiday generosity. It's the season of giving, or, whatever it is that you mortals like to call it. Here, let me pour you some. And there you are. So, what exactly were you doing, walking all alone so late at night? And on Christmas Eve, no less. Did you not have somewhere to be? Oh, I see. You were partying with your friends, had a little bit too much to drink, and you didn't think to maybe spend the night there instead of walking home? It's not a very solid logic, but that's one thing that I've always found quite charming about you humans. You never do really think before you act, often to your own detriment. But at least it keeps me in business. If not for all of your stupid mistakes that cost you your measly little lives, then I would be out of a job. Then again, nobody's really paid me for bringing you back. That was just out of the goodness of my heart. I just saw you looking so pathetic. And what can I say? My heart just absolutely wept for you. Of course I'm kidding, but you are a little cute. I couldn't just let you go to waste like that. You seem to have some potential. Potential and so many things stuck in your hair. Wow. That's some twigs, some pebbles, maybe some leftover snow. Here, why don't you just let me get that for you? I'll just... Oh, wow. That's quite a bit. How did you even manage? And again, I guess whenever you are trampled to death by reindeer, you're bound to get some dirt in your hair. How troublesome. How troublesome indeed. You know, you actually do have quite nice hair. It's very soft despite everything that's stuck in it. I bet you clean up quite nicely. I think that actually is most of it. What? You don't want me to stop? Now you're just being greedy. You want me to play with your hair? Right after I brought you back from the dead, which was no easy task, mind you. You are kind of cute whenever you beg like that. I suppose another minute or two couldn't hurt. It's not often that I get people around here to take care of. Typically, people bring me their corpses. I perform my services, and then they're on their way. Everyone is too afraid to spend time with the strange witch who lives in the cottage on the outskirts of the town. But then again, they would miss me if I were gone. Because then who would be defying death for them at what I consider a very generous cost? No, I really don't decorate for the holidays, as I don't celebrate. I'm typically alone. I don't have any company. So I've never really seen a point. Most of my visitors aren't alive. Though, I suppose some pretty twinkling lights would be something nice to wake up to. It could be funny watching them open their eyes, seeing the lights, thinking that perhaps it is that fabled light at the end of the tunnel. To think they have truly passed on. I'd let them be afraid for a little bit. After all, even a witch has to have her fun. I am having a bit of fun messing with your hair right now. My goodness, you're almost purring like a cat. I used to have a cat. No, it didn't pass away. It just simply left. Ran away. Though I have a theory that maybe it was stolen. Yes. There is another witch who lives not too far from here, who is not very fond of my practices of reviving the dead, of necromancy. It wouldn't surprise me if she stole that cat away from me, just to prove a point. Because of course, you know that if I had still kept it, and if it did die of old age, I could simply just bring it back. But a little bit different. Everyone is a little different when they return from the other side. Even you. Oh, that's right. You haven't really looked in a mirror yet, have you? Ah, well. Luckily, it's mostly your backside that is covered in hoof marks and the occasional scar from a sleigh running you over. Your face is still adorable as ever, but you're always just going to look a bit pale. Yes, there's just some things that can't be entirely undone. You were dead in a snowdrift until I found you, so you may look a little, you may be a little cold forever. I apologize if you used to be good at giving hugs. Other than that, though, you should be back to the way that you were, more or less. Well, I've been told that I have cold hands myself, but that is because I also have seen the other side and come back. But I believe that is a story for another time. After all, we aren't truly friends yet. Yes, I did say yet. I find you quite interesting. Or maybe I just pity you for having such a pathetic death. Oh my goodness. That would have been a fun one to explain to everyone, wouldn't it? How you were just run over by Santa Claus of all things. I do wonder if Santa's ever going to be charged with vehicular manslaughter. It would only make sense, don't you think? It's not his first incident, that much is for sure. We'll just have to see. Then again, if Santa's put behind bars, then who's going to do his job? I most certainly wouldn't want to do it. Ugh, delivering presents to children, ugh. I much rather prefer working with the dead. They're much less talkative. You get used to it after a while, and I quite enjoy the peace and quiet. I think maybe you might like it too. After all, you've had one hell of a night. You'll need to relax before I take you home. I think a bit of quiet is exactly what you need. I do have quite a few blankets that should help you with that constant coldness. I mean, of course it won't get rid of it entirely, but for now. I think you could use a little warmth. Maybe it's just the holiday spirit that's got me feeling particularly generous. This blanket here is my favorite, so you had better take good care of it and be sure not to spill any tea on it. Understood? Perfect. Come here. There we are. Nice and cozy. So we've pulled the twigs out of your hair, we've given you a nice blanket by the fire, and we've given you a nice warm drink, and we've brought you back from the dead. I think that should wrap things up. What? You want a bedtime story? You do realize how childish that sounds, right? Oh, gosh. You humans are all the same. So very juvenile. Let me see what I have for you. Well, the way I see it, the sooner you go to sleep, the sooner I'm left alone to my own devices and can get some sleep myself. So, I will return with something to read you. And then, once you fall asleep, don't think about bothering me again. I've already been entirely too generous. This is my last favor to you. Apart from raising you from the dead, inviting you into my home, taking care of you, the bedtime story is the last request you get to make. Understood? Good. Now just wait here, alright? Okay. I found something that you are probably familiar with. Quite familiar with, actually. It's a little poem that I think you mortals refer to as "'Twas the night before Christmas." I do apologize if this brings up some bad memories for you, given your recent encounter. But it's all that I've got. So, I think you're just going to have to deal with it. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in the hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter, and away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, as he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof, as I drew in my hand and was turning around. Down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. And I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Good night, sweet dreams. And happy holidays, my darling.